Man City 3. Well, Chelsea 1, Man City 3. Stamford Bridge. It's been coming. It's been coming. It has been coming for a long time. There was going to be a team that puts us to the sword and shows the world exactly why we're trash right now. Why we're crap. Because that's what we are. We're crap. The reason. Let's just get to the match. I saw a team that is well coached. No matter what their formation is, no matter who is playing, there's combinations all over the pitch. I'm talking about Man City. They didn't play with a striker. They didn't need to. Kevin De Bruyne was the man of the match. What a performance from KDB. Once again showing Jose Mourinho and Chelsea why they should not have sold him. But that's old news. To me, this is unacceptable. And on many levels. To have 26 points from 17 games is slightly better than relegation form. The teams the Chelsea teams that won the league before or were close to winning the leagues. What's the one constant that we talked about? What is the one thing that Chelsea had always? Pace. Abundance. Pace and abundance. Counterattacks. Explosive counterattacks. Destroying teams on the counterattack. Not necessarily just being a counterattacking team, but the counterattack was one of the main, probably one of the best assets of the team, especially when we would have to conserve a bit of pressure. We always knew that we had a goal in us. What's the one thing that Chelsea under Frank Lampard over the last 2 years don't have? A counterattack. I'm not just saying this season, even last season. We do not have a counterattack. It's as if this manager is against counterattacking. He doesn't like to counterattack. He has Ziyech, Pulisic, and Werner, and can't counterattack. He doesn't want to counterattack. I don't know what he wants to do. What the hell does he want to do? What's his style of play? Do we know what his style of play is? Does anyone know what his style of play is? Does he know what his style of play is? No. It's an absolute crime that this guy is still with the job. It's an absolute crime. If Roman was allowed in the country and he was watching the game every week coming to Stamford Bridge, he would not have a job right now. He is lucky because Super Frank was a great player, and that's the only reason he has a job as a manager, is because of his reputation as a player. He doesn't know what his best 11 is. He doesn't know what formation, he doesn't know what his style of play is. He doesn't know who his best penalty taker is. He doesn't know who his best corner kick taker is. He doesn't know who's going to take his set pieces. He doesn't know anything about this team. He doesn't know anything. He is scratching his head every night going to sleep. And he has not come up with a single answer for any of these problems. And the main reason for all of these problems is him. He started the season with a safety net. He wanted to continue off last season. So he started playing with players who were good to him last season in a formation that worked for him last season with absolutely no regard for the future. How is he going to make Timo Werner or Kai Havertz fit into this team when he doesn't play to their strengths? He didn't think about any of these things. All of these things have caught up to him, and now you're finding out that he doesn't have the answers. All he can do is come up with new excuses every week and give you a great narrative of the game, because because unlike most managers, he can actually speak English, and that's not really saying much, because we don't care if you can speak English, Frank. We want to see results. We want to see progression on the pitch, and we're seeing absolutely none of that. But remember, the last 2 titles we won were not down to players. No, it wasn't down to players. There were some great individual performances, likes of Eden and Kante, Cesc, Costa, etc. It was down to the managers. It was down to how well they set up the team to win the league. There were more talented teams than us individually in those seasons. Maybe they didn't have the greatest. We had Hazard, probably the best player in the league, but they had a lot of other assets in the teams like City, United, etc. Spurs as well. What we had is a manager who knew how to set up the team according to their strengths and be good enough to win the league, playing to their strengths. Frank Lampard doesn't know what our strength is. Our main strength used to be counter-attacking. It was a huge asset. Playing with width, Width was very important, but width not just through fullbacks, through wingers. Right now, we only get width through fullbacks. Our wingers don't hug the touchline anymore. They don't put balls in. They're afraid to take on defenders, which is so strange. We've got one of the fastest front lines, maybe in the world. You've got Timo Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, all these guys. And you cannot play, there's no counterattack in this team. Every time we look to counterattack, we bring it back in midfield and try and break a low block. We can't do that. If you're going to do that, then play your creative players. First and foremost, you got to play Kai Havertz if you're going to do that. No matter what you do, you got to play your best creative player in the team. You cannot play a bunch of hard-working midfield players like Mason Mount and Kovacic and expect to break a low block because they're not creative. They don't go for that through pass. They don't have it in them. This leaves Kante exposed. Kante was horrible today, but Kante has been one of our best players in this season, so I cannot put it just down to him. It's basically the malaise has caught up to him. There's a malaise, a negative feeling, a feeling of failure going around this team, and it has caught up to players who don't necessarily normally let you down, likes of Kante, likes of Thiago, likes of Aspi and Oldham. And I'm amazed. I go online and I see there's a meeting. Chelsea have cancelled all their training, everything today, because there's a meeting between Lampard and the board, and Lampard goes into the meeting and they're saying they support him. To me, Roman Abramovich has lost ambition. He has definitely lost ambition. He might be spending money, but how can he live with this? If you want to talk about long term, sure, where's the progress? Where is the progress? You brought some players in who you want to integrate into the team. Now you put them in a complete mental crisis. Remember, if Timo Werner was playing up front all season and in this form, I would hold my hands up and say, you know what? He has not been able to fit into this league. To an extent, he hasn't. But a lot of it is down to Lamps and his selection of the team. The way he selected him. The way he selected Timo out of position, all just to shoehorn him into the team. It has destroyed his confidence. Now he has no self-belief right now. He's down. He's never been in this position in his career. Managers previously have not played him like this. And because he had better managers. So I look at Ralph Hasenhüttl for Southampton, who used to manage Timo Werner. Southampton beat the champions Liverpool 1-0, crying on the floor, being involved with every kick. His management style is so different from Frank's. Frank Lampard right now is the worst manager in the Premier League. He's the worst. Sam Allardyce is better than him. I can go. Graham Potters is better than him. Ole is better than him. Arteta is better than him. Pep, Klopp, Jose, they're all better than him. The Southampton manager, the German guy, he's better than him. Hasenhüttl, he's better than him. Everybody, Hodgson is better than him. Everybody is better than Frank Lampard right now as a manager. Am I lying? No, honestly, it's a fact. He doesn't have a style of play. He doesn't have a philosophy. And I've heard a bunch of Chelsea fans say, "Oh, I want to get away." The reason Frank Lampard was brought in is to get away from the counter-attacking culture that we used to have, and have play a progressive Barcelona style of play. Wow, really? So why buy Timo Werner then? Why? Probably the best counter-attacking striker in the world, one of the best. Why would you buy him then? Why would you buy Kai Havertz, a specialist passer of the ball, not someone who's got a low center of gravity and someone who hogs the ball and is someone who plays in a 4-3-3? No. So if you're gonna change the philosophy of a football club, why are you buying players that contradict your action, that your so-called belief? What is happening? This guy probably doesn't understand the sport of football, Frank Lampard. Honestly, it's not scandalous to say that. I can say it right now. From what I see, he doesn't understand the sport of football. He doesn't, and what it to me proves that we've hired the wrong guy. And now listen, Frank Lampard is getting the benefit of the doubt. He's going to get the chance to turn it around. Unbelievably so, but he is. And I'm not going to... Listen, it's the club's decision. I can come here. I can whine all I want, but the fact of the matter is he's staying for now. What can he do to improve? Play a 4-2-3-1, like I've said. Play a 4-2 against most teams. Let's say 13 to 14 teams in the division play a normal game. which is to play 4-2-3-1. For God's sake, drop your boy Mason Mount for one game. Try this, Frank. Have some guts and try this. Play Jorginho and Kante as the two pivots. Play Kai Havertz in his preferred number 10. Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner. Go to this formation. This formation that every single Chelsea fan, probably including your daughters, are begging to see. Anything but top 4 is worthy of a sacking. Anything or top 4 is 100. Well, anything more, even I would say if you're fourth place with 60 something points, I would say is worthy of a sacking. And I don't change that. Looks like the club is going to stick by him, and therefore it is what it is. He's 1 or 2 bad results away, I'm guessing, from getting the sack. Go back to 4-2-3-1, Frank. Please. Go back to basics. Do what's needed for this team to succeed. Get invested into the team. Are you training them properly? Are you reading what they're doing in the training ground? A few weeks ago, actually a few games you said, not a few weeks ago, just a few days ago actually, you said Timo Werner, he's hardworking. He's so hardworking that he will get it right. And right now, he's at an all-time low. Stick by him and keep playing him up front. Don't push him to the left wing again. Just because you have Tammy Abraham and Olivier Giroud. You bought this guy for a lot of money. Play him. Play to his strengths. Don't be against counter-attacking football. Sometimes, away from home, you have to, naturally, as the game goes, play counter-attack. Because the opposition will be on top of you. They will pin you back. You will have to go through difficult moments without the ball. But then when you have the ball, make sure that the fast players get into their box early, dribble past a few players, and engineer shots and get goals. It's not that difficult. We've done that before. Under Antonio Conte, away from home, we were more pragmatic than we were at home. But we won so many games because of that pragmatism. And I'm not saying be pragmatic by nature. I'm saying you should have that aspect of your game in you, which you clearly, right now, you don't have it. You went toe-to-toe with an informed Man City team and got absolutely spanked by Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola showed he's up there. He doesn't even have a striker. He doesn't even need one. You got everything you asked for, and you're down here, 20th. You're the relegation of managers. That's what you are. And I get no pride in saying that. Most Chelsea fans are protecting you because of your reputation. But the fact of the matter is, you have completely failed this season. And because of your reputation, you're still in a job. Get it together. Save your ass. Because everybody else in this position would have gone sacked. You're the only one. So show us why the club is backing you. Show us why you're worth backing. And the players, get out of your pillows. Get the fuck out of your beds and start performing. Get the fuck out of your beds and start performing. Everybody. Timo Werner, stop doubting yourself so much. Just get one goal and get going. Kai Havertz, you don't even play. I can't really say anything to you. Mason Mount, just because you work hard doesn't mean anything. Be a cam. If you're being played a cam, be a cam. Start creating chances. Start looking for risky passes. Otherwise, tell Frank to bench you because you're not good enough as a cam. Kante, it's been coming. A bad performance has been coming. I'm not going to say much to you. Go back to being what you were before this game. Just write this game off. Play Jorginho, Frank. Play Jorginho in that position. We need a passer in that position. And then the back four. The back four has been reliable. Mendy with a mistake. He's been making a few more mistakes, but it's not really down to him. So I can't blame him personally. I think it's down to the entire team and the manager. For sure the manager, who's put the players in a position where to not succeed. Going against Man City with those type of tactics, suicidal. Man, I hold the managers very responsible for results because they have a job that most people would dream of having. And so many managers are well, to be honest, most managers are better than Frank. This is the worst manager. He's worse than Villas Boas. For sure. Villas Boas had an old team, a team that was deadbeat on their last legs. Frank has a young team that wants to win, hungry to win, and he can't produce anything. Anyways, guys, this was just a review of that horrendous game, a schooling, a tactical mauling, a tiger with a deer, Pep versus Lamps. What a horrendous performance by Chelsea and Frank Lampard. I'll get back to you guys for the next videos. I'm kind of sick, as you can tell, maybe in my voice, so I'm not as active. But I'm still mad. I've given up on Frank. Honestly, I've given up on him. But the club seems to see something in him that I don't. Let's see if he can turn it around.